what do theaters do in this world of streaming? Because like I still love going to the movie theater. Um, but I understand also that home theater systems are getting good. The streaming services are so accessible, and there's so much content coming out. You don't even notice what's in theaters anymore.
They don't survive. There's no way they survive this. Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. As we were talking before we went live, dude, I'm telling you, I don't necessarily think it's the streaming services themselves as much as it is. I don't think people enjoy digesting their stories in movie form anymore. I think they want a TV series. I think people want to binge a TV series. That is going to be the death of movies.
Yeah.
Is going to be that I can tell if I am a writer or if I am a director or whatever, I can tell a better story in 10 episodes than I can in 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah, and that definitely goes true if you're trying to convert a book into a story.
I think just a story in general.
I
No,
I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't know that theaters are ever going to go completely away.
really,
I don't.
there's no way. There's no way.
I think
there's no way they can survive.
I think you'll see a
$20 a ticket to. I mean, we're almost there now. A $20 a ticket to go see a movie. That's no way.
I think what you'll see is people doing more stuff like the Alamo and what's that new one out there? Where you can get dinner and a movie on the same place, and you'll see less theaters, right? But there are some movies like the
I don't know, man. I don't want to smell your beef stew and hear you chomping on some like pot
Godzilla
roast while
minus
I'm watching
one.
my movie.
I'm not near as excited to see on my TV as I would have seeing it in theater.
Dude, give me an 85-inch 4K TV with some surround sound, and that's just as good as a theater.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the theater experience. Look, they have upped their game. Don't get me wrong. If you get in a theater and it's got the nice like recliners now, and you're 5 feet above everybody else, there's not a bad seat in the house kind of deal. You put me in one of them theaters, I'm game, right? But the picture quality, I don't care what you do.
The picture quality's gotten worse.
Digital projection. Just projection in general will never be able to match the picture quality of some of these OLED TVs.
Well, it's because the screen is so big, and like picture quality has actually gone down since they switched to digital over film, in my opinion.
I'm not a film expert.
Now, a film movie after it's been running for 4 weeks and is all scratched to hell is it degrades pretty bad, right? And I understand the need, but like one of my favorite things in the world is going to the movies on like a Tuesday.
That's the only thing that's going to save it.
But the problem is the reason I love it is there's like 2 people in the theater, and I feel like I have a whole like movie to myself, and like that's going to kill theaters. Like,
so what you're going to start seeing is they're going to be at first the beginning of the downfall that we're going to see is you won't be able to see a movie during the day.
Yeah.
It's going to be matinees are going to go away. And then theaters are only going to be open at night.
Yeah.
They're going to cut cost of electricity. I mean, and you were a manager at a theater before, right? You understand that the cost of, you walk into a theater now and there's 3 people working there. Back in the day, there would be 15.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And one thing that's really weird is like a lot of these movies that got nominated for the awards, they were theater only for a while. Like they didn't go to streaming services. Some of them still aren't even on streaming services yet that are like nominated for Best Picture. I think The Flower Moon is on Apple TV because it was produced with Apple.
Yeah.
And then Barbie is on HBO Max. But I'm pretty sure all the other ones you have to rent or buy right now. Okay.
No. I mean, I get that, right.
And like I don't mind that. Like I like supporting like the content creators in that way. Like I don't know how Netflix and stuff pays their people or like how they've orchestrated that. But like I when I go, especially a lot of these indie movies that I watch, I like paying for them because I feel like I'm supporting the person who put in their heart and soul into it. and I don't know
But
how.
you're not. You're not. When you go to a theater,
Mhm.
you know this. I mean, your ticket prices,
Mhm.
they go to the theater. The theater buys the movie, right?
No. So the way it okay, this now I haven't worked in the theater business in a long time, but the way it used to work is the theater rents the film, okay, or rents the product. Then ticket sales pay for the film, right? And the theater usually only got like 10 to 15% of ticket sales. The rest of it,
I knew that.
the rest of it goes to the production company, to the film rental, and to whoever else has their little hands in the pie.
See, okay. So I thought that so
So
they
like,
rent the movie.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and they're just taking a 15% percentage to be the mediator, saying, "Hey, this is where you're." Okay.
And then they make most of their money off concessions.
Well, yeah, no joke. It's like $30 to get
Yeah.
concessions. I don't know, man. I think the experience is where these theaters survive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
But how
I
do you
go
up
I
the
go to a theater
experience?
and I go and I look, and the picture quality just isn't as good as I'm
It's
staring
the
at a
sound.
screen.
They have
Now,
You
hands
can't-
down, you can't duplicate the
not
quality
for a
of the
reasonable
sound.
amount of money.
Right.
Like your home theater system, you're not going to get there. And if you live in, and this is another thing to think about, if you live in an apartment or some kind of like attached housing, you can't crank up the volume. You can't be blasting your movie and like encapsulating yourself into the experience.
Mm-hmm. We'll just have to wait and see. I think we're going to be in a we're in a weird tipping area right now. I was honestly surprised to see theaters make it past COVID, so I'm happy they did. I loved going to the movies. Still love going to the movies. Take my kids. Try to take my kids when we want to go. I want my kids to remember a time when they could go to a theater, because there may not be a theater moving in the future. So